Today I'm going to be trying to diagnose the overheating for this 2004 Subaru Impreza. It's got the 2.5 liter engine and all that. I did the head gaskets on this car about 50,000 miles ago. So maybe that's the problem, maybe it is, maybe it's not. But anyways, I'm going to go through at least the beginning process of trying to see if I've got a bad head gasket. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to use this kit, this Lyle kit, to hook it up to the radiator and then start the car and see if we can see any bubbles in the coolant. While I was doing an initial inspection, I discovered that this hose, which is now different, this hose, which is now over here, had a split in it that you might be able to see. So, and at the same time, the coolant was low in the car. So I'm hoping that's what caused the car to overheat. But to double check it, we're going to begin, as I said, by looking to see if there's any compression gas in the coolant. You see it comes with all these different adapters. As you can see, one of the adapters is marked Subaru. It doesn't come that way. I did it. And then we have to find the matching Subaru cap. So the way this works, I'm going to pour out these extra parts. So the way this works, we're going to take off the radiator cap, put it to the side, then we're going to take the adapter, put the cover cap on it, and there it is. You can see that's locked in. Then we're simply going to insert the funnel like this, and then we will start the car. And as the coolant heats up, it expands, it will come into this funnel, and we'll be able to watch for water bubbles if in fact the head gasket is bad in such a way that it allows air to get into the coolant. So we're going to check that out right now. We're going to run this. At the same time, we'll check the engine temperature using a scanner and live data to make sure that the engine temperature looks okay. So that's what we're going to do. So we'll go back out and take a look at the coolant. And this is the kit we're using. It's a Napa BK 700-1006. Okay, so that's the way this setup looks. And we seal it. Just push it against this.
If it compresses, it starts boiling, right?
So, right now, the bubbles that you see are coming directly from the air in the radiator, which maybe is coming from the cylinders. This might be compression air, and if it is, this thing will go from blue to yellow.
How does it know to go from blue to yellow?
Because the blue is an acid-base indicator, I think. And what happens is if there's combustion coming from the cylinders, it's carbon dioxide, and CO2 makes it acid and will make it yellow. We got this color, which I wish it was like totally yellow, but it's sort of a lime color. But we're going to check to see if my assistant has a combustion leak. So he's going to blow his breath into that, and we're going to see if it's CO2 that actually makes the difference. So let's find out if he turns that totally yellow. Oh my God. That's amazing. Now it's like urine color. So yes, you do have, in fact, a combustion leak. So my next step in this process was just to confirm that those bubbles were engine exhaust. You could see that I did that last test with the Napa kit, and it was inconclusive. So I've sealed up the system, filled up the radiator, took this for a ride, and it didn't overheat, and the coolant level looks normal. So right now I'm going to go on a much longer drive up on the highway and see if the problem is solved, and in fact it goes back to that split hose. That's what I'm hoping. So I made a highway run. It ran cool on the highway. Then when I got down to low speeds, I stopped in to chat with someone in one of the shops, came back out, and now the car is overheating, and the overflow bottle was almost full with coolant, and so certainly I'm guessing that air is getting into the system through the head gaskets. So that's the conclusion of this sad story. So the story here is finally that I am going to take out the engine. I'm going to put in new head gaskets. Now, if this car hadn't overheated on my test drive, let's say you're in this situation, then one of the things you can do is look after you drive, and let's say the car doesn't overheat, then after the car cools down, you look in the overflow bottle. And if the overflow bottle has filled up, and then you check the radiator and the radiator's gotten low, then you know the extra compression from the engine has pushed extra antifreeze over into the overflow bottle. So that's kind of the final diagnostic thing that I know of that you can do if your car's overheating and you think you've solved the problem maybe, and you want to check it out over the next few days. Watch the overflow bottle and watch the level in the radiator. If this gets low and this starts getting high, then you know that that compression is getting in there and making bad things happen. Okay, so I hope this helps. I know this is a big problem for many older Subaru car owners. So, hope it helps. Bye.